The many worlds interpretation. Have you ever stood at a crossroads? Not just a literal one, with two roads diverging in a yellow wood, but a moment of profound choice in your life. That split second where you decided to speak to that person, or not. To take that job, or to stay. To turn left instead of right. We're taught to believe that in that moment, we choose one path. We collapse the infinite possibilities of the future into a single, solid, unchangeable reality. The road taken? And the other road? The road not taken? It fades into the mist of what might have been, a ghost of a possibility, a wistful thought. But what if I told you that's an illusion? A comforting, but ultimately limited story we tell ourselves. What if, in that very moment of decision, you didn't choose one path? You took both. And what if this isn't just a poetic metaphor? What if it is the fundamental, shocking, and breathtaking nature of reality itself? Welcome. Today, we are diving into the heart of creation. We are exploring the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. But forget the dry, academic name. We're not here for formulas. We're here for the magic. We're here to talk about the greatest story ever told. The story of a universe that is constantly and endlessly splitting. To understand this, we have to go small, incredibly small, to the realm of the quantum, a world that makes our familiar, solid, predictable reality look like a dream. Imagine an electron, a tiny, buzzing speck of energy and potential. Now we want to know where it is. Our classical mind says, well, measure it, pin it down. But the electron doesn't play by those rules. Until you look, it doesn't have a single, definite location. It exists in a shimmering cloud of probability. It is, in a very real sense, everywhere it could possibly be, all at once. This is not a lack of knowledge. This is its true state. Physicists call this a superposition. It's like a cosmic coin spinning in the dark. Is it heads? Is it tails? The astonishing answer is, it is both and neither, until the moment you shine a light on it. And this is where the great mystery, the great schism in our understanding of reality begins. What happens when you look? What happens when you measure? The conventional explanation, the one championed by the brilliant Niels Bohr and others, is called the Copenhagen interpretation. It says that the very act of observation forces the electron to make a choice. The probability wave, this cloud of potential, collapses into a single, concrete point. The spinning coin lands, definitively, as heads. Reality solidifies because you were there to see it. The observer creates the observed. It's a powerful idea. It places consciousness, or at least measurement, at the very center of creation. It's almost a mystical concept, but it's also deeply unsettling. Why? What is a measurement? Does it require a human, a cat, a camera? At what point does the universe decide to stop being a haze of possibilities and become solid? This is the problem of wave function collapse. And for some, it feels like a cop-out, a magical, unexplained event that happens just because we're looking. And then, in 1957, a young physicist named Hugh Everett III looked at this problem and asked a question so radical, so simple, and so profound that it was largely ignored for decades. He asked, what if there is no collapse? What if that electron doesn't choose? What if, when you shine your light on that spinning coin, the universe itself cannot decide? And so, it doesn't. Instead, the entire universe splits. In one branch of reality, you see the coin land as heads. You record the result. You go about your day. The story continues. But in that very same instant, another, equally real version of the universe branches off. In that universe, an identical version of you sees the coin land as tails. They are just as real, just as concrete as you are. right now. They have the same memories, the same feelings, the same past. But from that moment forward, their timeline diverges. The wave function didn't collapse. It unfolded. It revealed all of its possibilities by giving each one its own world. This is the heart of the many worlds interpretation. It removes the specialness of the observer. It says the laws of physics are universal and apply everywhere, all the time. There is no magical collapse. There is only endless, majestic, and infinite branching. Let's make this personal. Let's leave the electron behind and step into your life. Think about that crossroads I mentioned. That moment you decided to ask your partner out on a date. You were nervous. Your heart was pounding. You almost didn't do it, but you gathered your courage and you spoke. In this world, the world you remember, they said yes. That led to a life together, to the family you have, to the home you live in. This is your reality. It feels singular. It feels destined. But according to many worlds, at the very moment you decided to speak, another you, in a universe identical up to that nanosecond, decided to stay silent. They turned away, their heart heavy with regret. In that world, they never got that yes. Their life unfolded down a completely different path. They married someone else. They live in a different city. They have different children. Their entire world is built upon that single moment of silence. And it doesn't stop there. For every single quantum event, every random decay of an atom, every flicker of a photon, the universe branches, not just for your big decisions, but for every tiny, microscopic event that has a quantum element of chance. The implications are so vast, they can make you dizzy. Are there worlds where the dinosaurs never went extinct? Where they evolved into intelligent, tool-using beings, and right now, a T-Rex is recording a video like this one? Are there worlds where Napoleon won at Waterloo? Where the Library of Alexandria was never burned? Where you were born in a different country, to different parents? The answer, according to this interpretation, is a resounding, unequivocal, and mind-shattering yes. Every story that could be told is being told. Every hero wins and loses. Every empire rises and falls. Every possible variation of history, of biology, of geology, of everything, is playing out somewhere in the vast, sprawling tree of reality. This is where the magic truly begins. This is where physics bleeds into metaphysics. Think about your doppelganger in that other branch, the one who turned away from their potential partner. Are they still you? In that moment of the split, they were identical to you in every way. Every memory, every scar, every dream. They were you. But from the moment of the branch, their experiences begin to diverge. They accumulate different memories, different scars, different dreams. So, are they you? Or are they a separate person who just shares your entire past? This is the philosophical puzzle of personal identity taken to its absolute extreme. The you that is watching this video is just one version of a vast, possibly infinite, constellation of yous. This idea can feel isolating, but it can also feel profoundly liberating. Think about your regrets, that painful what if that sometimes keeps you up at night. According to many worlds, it's not a what if, it's a what is. In another world, that other version of you did take that chance. They are living that life. The path you didn't take wasn't erased. It was just traveled by another part of you. You are not a single, solitary narrative. You are a chorus, a symphony of possibilities. Every version of you that you can imagine, and countless more that you cannot, is real. This also redefines the concept of death. In this world, you will one day die. It is a certainty. But in the many worlds view, your consciousness is a thread that follows one branch at a time. When you die in one branch, That particular thread of experience ends. But the other versions of you, in countless other branches, continue. There will always be branches where you survive the accident, where the cure is found in time, where you simply made a different choice that led you away from danger. Your conscious awareness is like a spotlight, illuminating a single path on an infinite stage. When the spotlight moves from one actor to another, the first actor doesn't cease to exist. They are just off stage. In the same way, when your thread of consciousness in this branch ends, the spotlight simply shifts. It doesn't go out. It continues to illuminate another path in the endless tree of you. This leads us to the most mystical question of all. Why does it feel like this? Why am I experiencing this particular branch and not another one? This is the mystery of consciousness. Many worlds doesn't create the copies at the moment of measurement. It reveals that they were always there, latent in the wave function. So, when the branch happens, which one do I go to? The startling answer is, you go to all of them. But the you that is the subject of your experience, your stream of consciousness, becomes disconnected from the others. Each copy feels just as real, just as singular as you do right now. From their perspective, they are the original, and all the other branches are the ghosts. You're not a soul jumping between branches. You are the branch itself. Your unique, linear sequence of memories and experiences is what defines this version of you. The other versions have their own sequences. You are all real, but you are no longer connected. Now, let's push this even further, into the truly futuristic. If all possible states exist, then there are branches of reality where the laws of physics are slightly different, where gravity is stronger, or the speed of light is slower. But more intriguingly, there are branches where technology has advanced in ways we can barely dream of. Think of teleportation. In our world, it's science fiction. But at its heart, teleportation would require scanning and reconstructing every particle in your body. In a many worlds reality, this is a terrifying prospect. If your body is disassembled here and a perfect copy is assembled on Mars, which one is the real you? Many worlds gives a chillingly clear answer. Both. The moment the copy is made, the universe branches. In one branch, you die on the teleporter pad. In another, you find yourself standing on Mars, remembering stepping onto the pad moments before. For you, on Mars, it worked perfectly. For the other, you, well, their story ends. This applies to any form of immortality through copying or uploading. You might create 1,000 digital copies of your mind, but each one would inhabit its own branch of reality, each one believing it is the original, continuous you. This leads to a concept known as quantum immortality. It's a thought experiment, not a recommendation, I must stress. Imagine you put a gun to your head, but this gun is triggered by a single quantum event, the decay of a radioactive atom. There's a 50-50 chance it will fire. You pull the trigger. Click. Nothing happens. You try again. Click. Again and again, you pull the trigger. And somehow, miraculously, you always survive. Why? Because in the branches where the gun fires, your conscious experience ends. You are no longer around to observe that outcome. The only branches that contain a you to have a subjective experience are the ones where, through an unbelievable streak of luck, the gun never fires. Your conscious thread is forced to follow the increasingly improbable branches where you remain alive. Of course, from the outside, in most branches, you are very, very dead. But your specific stream of consciousness will never experience that. It will always find itself in a world where it survived. It's a terrifying and fascinating idea that shows how deeply our experience is tied to this branching reality. So, where does this leave us? With a universe that is not a single, lonely cosmos, but a multiverse, a vast, bubbling, frothing ocean of possibilities, with every possible reality coexisting simultaneously. We are not insignificant specks in a cold, uncaring universe. We are the universe's way of experiencing itself. We are the focal points through which reality observes its own infinite potential. Every choice you make is not a closing of a door, but an opening of a new one. You are not a prisoner on a single track. You are a gardener, tending to one path in an infinite garden of forking paths. This reality is more strange, more wonderful, and more magical than any myth or religion ever conceived. The truth of our existence is that we live in a holographic multiverse, where every possibility is actualized and every story is true. This journey into the nature of reality is one I explore in much greater depth in my book, Holographic Multiverse. If your mind is buzzing with questions, if you want to dive deeper into the connections between quantum physics, consciousness, and the structure of the cosmos, that book is your next step. I've put a link to it in the description below. It's a guide to understanding not just the how of the multiverse, but the why and what it means for you right here, right now. But for now, I want to hear from you. What does this idea make you feel? Awe? Dread? Wonder? What is the one choice in your life you often wonder about? Do you find the idea of infinite other versions of you comforting or unsettling? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation that, in some other branch, is already happening. If this video sparked a sense of wonder in you, if it made you see the world a little differently, then please give it a like. It helps this branch of reality know that this message resonated, and subscribe to the channel. Because we are just getting started. We have so many more mysteries to explore, so many more layers of this incredible cosmos to peel back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for choosing to spend this time in this branch of reality with me. Remember, the universe is not just stranger than we imagine. It is stranger than we can imagine. Until next time, keep wondering.